It hasn't even been 2 years since a Huntingdon County woman went through the unimaginable. Her son shot and killed, herself shot in both legs and the face, all in the hands of her ex-husband. Now she's making her voice heard in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And then this week's Making a Difference, I find out how she's moving forward. Looking at Hollie Ayers today.
I've changed careers. I am in the process of purchasing a house.
You may not be able to tell the horrific event she went through.
I honestly would have never predicted that he would have done what he did.
Hollie admits her ex-husband always had control issues, but she says when her son Michael was born, he unraveled.
He wished Michael would choke to death because I was breastfeeding and die.
Hollie tells me the problems progressed, and when Michael was only 6 weeks old, she left their home to seek shelter at the Huntingdon House, a place for victims of domestic violence.
He was harassing people. He was showing up at their houses. He was calling my employer actually had to say, you call here one more time, we're going to have you charged with harassment, because they had to call the police. It was bad.
She and her son stayed at the Huntingdon House for 5 months. Hollie called it her lifeline. Fast forward almost 2 years later, March 23, 2013, she saw her ex-husband for a custody exchange. Hollie tells me he was very angry. He hit her numerous times before shooting her in the face and in both legs. He then murdered her son Michael before taking off and committing suicide.
I honestly, at that point in time, didn't know that Michael was dead until I got him in the house. And there's blood on me, there's blood on him, and I couldn't find a pulse, and I knew.
Hollie says she's now in a new normal. Her physical wounds may have healed, but emotionally, she still struggles. And when she begins to feel like she's losing strength, she remembers those who have been there.
And I always go back to what the state trooper told me in the hospital, and he said, if he destroys you, Michael loses. And I'm like, okay. So when it was hard, I'm like, I'm not going to let Michael lose.
He wants to know where I'm at. He's asking for my friend.
Since the incident, Hollie has kept herself busy. She participates in events to raise awareness of domestic violence.
If you talk about it, then it's real. If you don't talk about stuff, then it doesn't make it so real. So I want people to understand that it is real and that it can happen. I've sent letters to senators and I've made telephone calls when there's legislation that it has a direct impact on domestic violence.
She's also helping to raise money for a child access center where custody exchanges take place in a controlled environment. It will be named in honor of her son Michael. Now, I asked her when that center would be open. She says she's not sure at this time. They're still working on it. But if you know of someone, a group or organization that is making a difference where you live, let me know by emailing me, Lindsay.Ward@WJACTV.com.